They work? Yeah. Yeah, look at that cop car.
Now what do we got? This kind of looks like something we've never been in the back of.
Yeah.
It's a 2013 Chevrolet Tahoe. It's a police car. And it's in pretty good shape for being 10 years old. I mean, do you think it had covers on the rims? Maybe they took them off?
Yeah, they probably used it for another one they had.
But it's in solid condition. We're gonna get this unloaded here. Supposedly it'll run with the jump. They left the key in the on position, so the battery is completely dead. But
we'll get a closer look once we get it unloaded.
you guys are probably wondering, like, what is wrong with us? Once again, I think I might have said this in one of the videos. This is, all these purchases and all this stuff going on is without drugs. We don't do drugs. So imagine if we did drugs, what else we'd be bringing home?
Yeah.
I mean, we bought a cop car. We'll literally buy anything with an engine or anything that has an attachment for landscaping or machines or whatever, you name it. If we can make profit on it, we will buy it to sell it. So we bought a cop car to make some money on it. We got a clean title in hand. They were obviously the original owners from 2013. They changed the oil. I mean, this is how police cars work. Same thing with ambulances and fire trucks. You want to be able to turn the key when there's an emergency and go do what you have to do and know that the vehicle is going to be reliable. So obviously ambulances are always idling and running, and they're just meticulously maintained. They're fleet vehicles. But same thing with cop cars. If there's a bad guy that needs to be caught, you need to be able to jump in this car, or the car that looks like this, or the other car that looks like this, or the other car that looks like this. You need to be able to get in it, turn the key, and know that it's going to get you there and back with no problem. So they maintain the crap out of these things. It's got the stickers in the window for the last oil change. We're thinking it's around 140,000 miles, which is not a crazy amount for 10 years, 11 years. But it's in pretty good shape. So hopefully it starts up. This could be a quick flip. Yeah.
We'll look at it closer once we get it rolled off, but it's a nice big vehicle.
Is this video gonna have the other truck we're getting today?
Yeah, and it's gonna have the navigators if we do get to them. I want to show them. Or if we don't get to the navigators, I'll put them in another video.
Keep staying tuned and put the notification bell on so you get
notified. Yeah, there's almost too many videos to film. There's so much. We could talk for days and days and days about what we do. But as always, like we always say, if you see anything you're interested in any of these videos, you got to message us quick, because
not message us, let them know it's email.
Yes.
You don't have to respond to every single comment.
Yeah.
There's no message option on YouTube. They have to send us an email to ziggyslawnlandscape@gmail.com.
It'll be in the description.
Yeah. There's no and in it. It's not Ziggy's Lawn and Landscape. It's ziggyslawnlandscape@gmail.com. Yeah. So let's take the back chain off. Let's open the ramps. I'll put my foot on the brake and then we'll just release the winch and it should be on its way.
The brakes work, right?
We'll find out.
Yeah.
If not, we can go down into the pond and see if it'll start after we get it stuck.
Look at these bearing caps. We're due for them. Our bearing caps fell off the trailer.
We've moved. This is probably like the 20th or 25th vehicle in the past 5 months. With this side, the gold truck and the trailer, and it's time to, we've been keeping up with the greasing and stuff, but the caps need to be replaced, so.
Look at the windows are tinted on this thing.
I mean, it's a nice car.
Yeah.
Like we said, they have to keep these things maintained or else they're not going to be reliable.
and then they cycle them out because they got to sell them and then get the next one.
What I was thinking was, it's black, right? It matches the rest of the trucks except the gold truck. If we painted the doors black and lettered it up, this could have been our family vehicle, and put some nice wheels on it, which we did end up buying a new car.
Yeah.
It's over to the right. Don't show it in the video. That'll be its own video. It's a surprise to everyone of which brand we went with for our 3-road family vehicle. But so far I think it has 500 miles on it. We're not going to say what it is because we're going to do a video, probably one of the next 2 or 3 videos.
Yeah.
Of that car.
Specifically with Jenna in it too. Jenna's
gonna. It's a brand new car. We're not going to say the name or brand or show it yet, but we could have got this for. I don't even know how to do the math. 1/25th of the cost of the new car is what we paid for this car.
Yeah.
1/25th, is that about right?
Yeah,
maybe
probably.
1/26th or 1/27th, whatever that fraction comes out to. I'm gonna put it in neutral, Jim. I think the key's in that truck. Maybe just put it in the free wheel.
Yeah, and just
see if you can undo it without having to hook the winch up.
They work? Yeah. Yeah, look at that cop car. Roll it back.
I mean, look at how clean. It's spotless.
Yeah.
It's not leaking anything. It's because they kept up and did everything they had to. The exhaust manifolds are in perfect shape.
Yeah.
I'm going to be surprised if there's a ticking noise from an exhaust leak, but there's nothing. The frame's clean as can be. There's no wet spots, nothing. We don't know too much about these. We just know that our dad had one in his 1500. He had the 5.3, and it was reliable as all heck, 200-something thousand miles. 2 batteries, I guess, in case you had the Duramax, maybe?
Yeah, probably.
Or maybe you could have opted for 2 batteries for this, depending on with either dual alternators, depending on what you're running. Like if you had accessories and stuff. It looks like a new battery, Joe, I'm not gonna lie.
The key was on though, so it's dead.
So it's definitely dead.
Although when I tried to jump this, the starter cranked, so I don't know if the solenoid's stuck or something. It was weird.
I'm gonna put the truck back in its spot for now.
And I'm gonna do a quick walk around.
We'll get back to this in a little bit.
All right, so we'll come back to that cop car in a little bit here. But the work day is gonna go on here. We got these 2 golf course mowers from this, the same auction that we got this vodka truck from, if you remember from that video. We just got them unloaded today, and we're gonna look at them. The rest of the mower, besides the engines, are garbage. I mean, they're falling apart around the engine. That's how they always go. You know, they rack up the hours and stuff breaks around the engine, and then it gets to a point where it's not worth fixing because there's so many things that are wrong with it. See, like this one's got a bent fork up front. What else is this thing? It's missing a wheel in the back somewhere. Yeah, right there, it's missing a wheel. Underneath, the line is broken off of the trans. And let's see, what else? Over on this one, I mean, this one's a little bit older, it looks like. Flat tires, gonna need tires to go replaced. All the caster wheels are mismatched. These back tires actually look okay. That one's flat. This tire's off the rim. Don't know what type of shape the mower deck's in. This one's in actually, as a complete unit, it's in a little bit better shape, but usually, like I said, the machine falls apart around the engine because the engine runs forever. And these things, if you change the oil on these little diesel engines, they'll run and they'll outlive the rest of the machine. Which is perfect though, because like I've said in these past videos, these motors are they go into so many different machines that somebody's gonna buy this motor. They don't care about the rest of the mower, so we're gonna get rid of it. They're gonna buy the motor to put it into whatever machine they have, because they put these engines in all types of different stuff. These are 3 cylinders, so very very broad for use in another machine. But told they're running. We're gonna see if they do run. The batteries are dead. This one's got a Kubota in it, which is worth good chunk of change, and it actually looks like it's in clean shape. And the other one has the Mitsubishi engine, which we've got 2 identical ones in the shed that are for sale. This one actually looks pretty good. Got my jump pack on them now. Like I said, just to re-emphasize, I mean, this is a Kubota engine, and somebody needs this engine because they ran theirs low on oil or something and it blew up, or injection pump or something stupid like that, and they need just a whole new engine. And it's worth it for them to take this one because there's nothing wrong with it. There shouldn't be. We're going to start it up. It's got good oil in it. And yeah, that sort of thing. It's one of those things. These golf course mowers are such a good find, because when they're all beat up like this, I think we got these for $150 or $200 a piece, and you take them to the scrapyard after you pull the motor, and you make your money back. You get the engine for free. So it's just insane. You get all the scrap money back for free. You get the engine, and then you sell it for $1,500, $2,000. I mean, you just made $2,000 there pulling this motor. Is going to take me 15 minutes. I mean, come on, you can't beat that for $200 for free, basically. Jeez, you can't beat it. I just get excited. These things are so cool. The mechanical fuel pump stuff like this, like the 12-valve Cummins like this with a mechanical fuel pump, it's sick because you could start it on the ground. It'll run all day as long as it's got fuel. So now I have a video on my phone that proves it runs, and we show it to whoever's going to buy it. I put it on a pallet and I put it in the shed. Mowers go to scrap tomorrow, and that's it. It just sits in the shed until it sells. We can't get rid of this loader. This thing's a beast. All right, sun's going down. Perfect time to wrap up this video, just to show you guys some more in detail what we got. It was really hot out today and just running around like crazy doing stuff, but we got a few things to show you that just came in. Starting with this. This is a Polaris Hawkeye. I think it's like a 300. It's a little 4x4. It's a nice looking quad. I think it's like perfect for somebody who's just getting into quadding, or hey, maybe somebody who's an experienced quadder might use this. You put a plow on it. It's got a winch. It's in good shape. It starts right up. But the only thing it had was a dead battery. So we love this is a Facebook find. We love these things because these are quick turnaround, easy money. Throw a battery in, it starts right up. Sell it. Let's see. We got the bucket truck moved today because we're going to start breaking ground on this thing. Needs a brake line, needs a power steering pump, runs, and we're trying to figure out how the bucket works with the PTO. But hopefully we should be able to figure that all out by this upcoming weekend. That'd be really nice. And it's got this big heavy-duty winch up front, which is really cool. this is going to be a good truck for somebody. 7.3 bucket truck. You know, it's got 200 something thousand miles, but it runs good, and it's a 7.3. It's going to run forever. And the bucket, somebody's going to be using it for utility service or something like that, or even tree trimming. This would be a perfect truck for that. Landscapers need to do some tall tree trimming. I mean, this thing would be perfect. It's going to clean up nice. All this mold and dirt and stuff's going to go away with a nice power wash. But moving right along, show you guys the golf course mowers before. Got one engine pulled, the second one's ready to be pulled. She'll be doing that tomorrow morning and running these off the scrap in the big F550, which is right here. And we already got some scrap in here. This truck, I said, is going to scrap. But we got some miscellaneous stuff in here. Snow plow blade that's more than nothing. Just random stuff. And then this snow plow is going to be sold come on Friday, I think. We got a buyer that we actually met at an auction for this plow, and he bought a truck and it needs a unimount, and it has the mount on it, so he's going to take this one. And now back to the cop car, which we started the video off. It was just sunny and we had a billion other things to do today. I didn't really get a good chance to show you a walk around or the inside of it. But let's see here. This was Department of Warwick. And this is what we got on the inside here. You know, tinted windows like pretty much all cop cars, I guess they have them. It's got this light. This is a cool spotlight. Look at that thing. That's really cool. Those are neat things. But yeah, it's got this cool looking spotlight. The inside's clean. It's not bad. The seat's a little bit worn, but you know, you think about a cop, they get in and out of this car probably a million times. It's not that bad. I'm pretty sure they took all the wiring and stripped a lot of stuff out of it because it was a service car, and the back of it's missing because I don't know if they had like a cage set up or something like that, or maybe if it was like a canine unit, I don't know. But it's pretty clean the inside, and maybe we'd find a back seat for it or something. But yeah, I think this, what did this have, 150,000, 140,000, something in there. The outside is obviously, it's all the windows are tinted, but it's black and white because I'm sure their logo was on the white part, like a traditional cop car. But it's got the brush guard on it. It's the intimidating looking Tahoe. What's up, big man? Murphy likes the cop car. And then what else? Standard, I mean, it's just what you'd expect out of a car. It's got a little bit of rust back here. That's the only real spot of rust. But yeah, I guess the door panels and stuff are missing back here. They stripped a lot of their wiring off of it for whatever they had in this. But yeah, it's a cool little vehicle. Zoe, you like it? Come on, move. Oh, we looked under the hood before. It's got a dead battery, and I believe it's got a bad starter. The solenoid's stuck on the starter, so it's, as soon as it gets juice, it's trying to spin itself over. But we'll get that fixed, and we'll get a new battery, and hopefully, they said it ran, so it should start right up. And it's only 10 years old, so send it on to the next person, and this will be a good vehicle. What's up, Steve? Hi, Jenna.
Hi.
Hi, Murph. Hi, Haley.
We'll go for a ride in the cop car tomorrow night if we get it running.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's ready to jump in the dump truck, I think
yeah.
she said. She's ready to go to work.
Yeah.
That quad would be like the perfect size for her in maybe 8 or 9 years.
Yeah, I think it's a 300. Yeah. And so then here's our latest haul in. This is gonna be, I don't know, we're undecided on what we're gonna do with this. This is a 2008 Ford F350 with a V10 Triton. Let's see here. The bed, obviously this was a plow truck. The bed shot, I mean, it's got almost no hope. The floor is really bad. The bed rails are gone. I mean, maybe you could squeeze a little bit more time out of it, But I mean, the fender flares would cover that, but structurally it doesn't have that much life left. You see the body line, it's not even close to lining up. And in some spots, if you were to put your foot on the floor, you might be a little bit iffy, because the bed is, it's all wavy on the inside from the bed rails being messed up. But here's a big ultra mount 9-footer, which is pretty sweet. That originally they weren't going to give us that, which we argued hard for that one, because this truck was advertised. Somebody asked a question about this truck and the listing, if it came with a snowplow, because there's no pictures of the plow, and they said it did. And that's one of the reasons why we bought it, and because we figure, you know, it's worth more with the plow, or the plow's worth more anyway. So they fought us on that for a little bit, because they said that nobody listed it as having that. And I pulled out my phone, I said, here, right here, it says it comes with a plow. So we got them on that. They were nice about the whole thing, but they wanted to make sure that they actually were supposed to give us the plow, which we got an ultra mount with it. But walk around this side, you know, front parts are all intact in there. It's got the mount there. We took the 1 foot off so that we could get it on the trailer. The tires have good tread, but I think this thing's been sitting for a little bit, so this one's a little bit low. We'll get that addressed and fill it up. And that back one is a little bit low also, but this truck has been sitting for a few years, I think more, 3 or 4 at least. And we put juice to it, it didn't even turn over, so I don't know if the starter shot, the motor shot, I don't know. They said it should run with a jump, but that's what everybody says, so we're gonna have to figure that out. And we're debating on what we're gonna do with this truck, whether we're gonna keep it whole or chop it up and part it out. On the inside, there is a mouse living in here somewhere, because we saw him today. But yeah, that's how long this thing's been sitting. Some other creatures are making it its home. It's got a very clean dashboard. You know, the door panels and all this, the seat are in good shape. These exterior extended cab doors on the back, they're actually not bad. They're not completely gone, and they're worth a small fortune for these doors, because they're so hard to find, because they're either rotted out or nobody has them, because it's an extended cab and it's not that popular of a truck. A lot of people like the crew cabs and the single cabs better, but it seems to be harder to find doors like this nowadays that are in decent shape. The front clips, all, like I said, is in good shape. It's also worth a small fortune, because people take this front clip and they'll put it on a truck like this that's an older truck. So that's worth money. Like I said, the dashboard, the door panels are all worth it, because people will buy them to do a dashboard swap in an older Ford truck like that, like you've seen in my truck. The wheels are worth money. They got good tread. The axles are worth money, because people they'll take the coil spring axle out, and they'll take the rear, since it matches the front and the rear, and they'll put it in one of these trucks, so that you get a better ride quality over the leaf springs. And it's 4-wheel drive. Transfer case, transmission, engine, that's all worth money, even if they're cores. The front doors are actually not that bad. They're in pretty good shape. They're worth money. What else? I mean, the body, the cab, the sheet metal on the cab has seen better days. It's probably not worth it. That might be, if we do part it out, that may be going right to scrap with the title. The plow, like I said, plow's worth a good chunk of change. It's a 9-foot ultra mount. That's why we bought the truck too, because we knew that was worth money. The rear bumper's a little bit dinged up, but I bet somebody would give us 25 bucks for it, 50 bucks maybe. But yeah, and it came with a really nice tailgate, which these later model tailgates are worth a lot of money. Super Duty. This is actually off of a newer truck, even newer than this, because it has that line on the top. So the original tailgate probably rotted out, but they replaced it with this. This is off of like a 2013 and newer, because I think that's when they switched that body line on the top. But no rust. It's like they barely used this one. I bought it brand new or something off a takeoff and put it on this truck, but it's in really good shape. That's worth a good amount of money too. But it's funny, because this truck, these trucks, these 08s to 10s, especially the 6.4s, are they're garbage. I hate to say it, but everything that makes the truck go, like the 6.4 and all that, not done correctly or any of that, the motor fails before the body on these trucks, to say the least. I'll say that usually it's the other way around. Like the 7.3, the body falls apart around the engine. Everybody buys these trucks to part them out, because all of the stuff except for the engine is worth it to put onto another truck. And then the engine, people buy the engines, 6.4, they'll buy an engine for $4,000 or more because they can't find a good core. They can't find one that runs. This being a gas, I don't know what the motor's worth. There's a lot of V10s, but it's not substantial, to say the least. Nowhere near $4,000, even if it does run. So then, speaking of 6.4, as I'm walking up to this is a very similar truck that we've seen. We got this one from the auction. It's an 08. I think this is also a 350. It's a 6.4 diesel. It's almost the same thing, but it's a single cab. The arches are rotted out, but the rails are in good shape, and it looks very similar. It's got a snowplow and stuff. This one, we're trying to keep this whole because it runs, it goes down the road. It's got a DPF light is on, or it's in regen mode, so it's trying to clean the DPF, but I don't know. I mean, I hate to cut this truck up because it's whole, it runs, it's a 6.4, it runs. They don't all run. They don't usually run. They run very little amount of time. And this one's got 157,000 miles on it. But would love to keep this whole. I mean, if we parted this out, I mean, that motor, man, like I just said, it's worth a good amount of money. Somebody's going to pay to have this motor because it actually runs right. Minus the DPF, but I'm saying the motor itself is in good shape. But we can't skip the elephant in the room here. Look at this big beast. Dang, the stuff that we get, it's insane. This is a GMC 8500 cat diesel. This is a big boy. Look at this thing. It's got this dump on it. It was a plow truck, but it's not in bad shape. It's not in bad shape at all. We might come out here and try to get this one going tonight, just a little bit. Cab's in good shape. The frame is got some surface rust and stuff on it, a little bit of crust here and there, but it's got, shoot, I think this thing's got low miles. It's hard to remember the miles on all these things. 25,000 miles. Of course, they're probably all plow miles, but the truck's in good shape. Got a little bit of rust here and there, but they said on this one that the truck was running perfectly fine, and then one day the transmission module, like the shifter right here, you see this guy right here, this would not turn on. They can't get power to it for some reason, which we'll give it a go and see if we can figure it out, but it won't shift. It's just, so you can't start it because this doesn't light up. And I think it's stuck in drive or something, I don't know, but we'll figure that out. But for what we paid for this, man, these prices on some of this stuff is unbelievable for what we paid for it, because it's worth a lot more than we paid for it. That's why we're doing this, though. We're doing this because it's making us a lot of money, and we're looking for some bigger and better things really soon. Try to step up our game, but this is helping us get there. Probably have been rambling on for a minute here, but I wanted to keep everybody updated with what we got, because we got a lot more stuff in this week, and a lot of stuff has gone out. Like we said, that leaf loader, we sold that for $2,000. We bought it for like $450. So stuff has gone in and out. Some small stuff, some big stuff. Some of the trucks have gone to scrap, like we said. But just trying to keep everybody updated, because I know we've been getting some messages for people interested in stuff. Like I said, email us below. I'll have the email down there. If you're interested in anything, very quickly send me an email, because it's not going to be here forever. This stuff moves very quick. I'm trying to stay on top of that, because as quick as we get it in here is as quick as we almost want to get it out, because that's why we're debating parting stuff out and doing this. Would love to just scoot it as a whole so that the next thing can come in. But let me know if anybody's interested in stuff. and let me know what you think of the stuff we got. We got some pretty cool stuff going on, staying really busy, and there's a lot of stuff going on and coming up in the future, so definitely stay tuned. And of course, we're still working, so we'll keep that up too. Air rating's going to be this following week, and we're going to keep going on the business, growing and doing all good stuff. So we'll see you guys in the next video.